Hi, I'm D Lane. I'm sitting outside the music wing here at Brandon High School. I graduated from Brandon in 1978, and during that time and beyond, if you heard orchestral music being performed here in the Brandon community, it wouldn't have been with a professional orchestra or a community orchestra or even a college orchestra. It would have been with the Brandon High School Orchestra. And that orchestra was led by a wonderful musician named Linda Groh. And I'm here today to talk to her a little bit about music and her career. So here we are at Brandon High School in the band room. How does it feel to be back in this room?
Well, it feels like home. I mean, I've spent so many years here, and they see that they still have the radon suckers. They discovered radon here in the early '80s, and
Oh gosh.
oh yeah, in the whole school. And
Maybe that explains a lot.
it does. I think it does. Yeah.
Okay.
But it feels comfortable.
Yeah.
They have better chairs than we had.
Well, I haven't been here in a really long time, and for me, when I think of being in this room, I feel inspired because there were days that I didn't want to come to school.
Yeah.
And the reason I came to school was fifth period orchestra and sixth period band.
Yeah.
And that, I can't even imagine if I had not had that. And so I guess I should just say thank you for that. Thank you for giving me the experience here that made me and so many others, that made me want to get up in the morning and come to school.
Yeah. I think a lot of students felt that way.
I agree.
That this is the reason that they came.
Yeah. I guess in a place here where you taught for so many years, I think a lot of people who uh, didn't teach or are not teachers maybe think teaching and learning are two opposite things. But you know, as a teacher, they're not. That you definitely learn when you teach. What are, I guess, going back from the beginning, what are some of the things that you learned?
Patience, because kids need somebody that's patient
Yeah.
with them. Although I don't think they always thought I was patient. And humility, um, fairness, and
And those are things that you learn. I mean, you didn't walk in the first day and even probably think about all those things. Those are things
no.
that you just knew you needed to develop to be a good teacher.
Well, when I first started teaching orchestra, a good orchestra, which was here, and not that the junior high orchestra wasn't good. We played good literature there,
They were just starting.
but they were quieter. I wouldn't have stayed in my orchestra very long because I was demanding in an awful way. You know, I had not grown up with someone that screamed at the musicians.
Mm.
Uh, I had experienced that in other areas, and it wasn't professional areas. And I thought, ooh, I wouldn't stay in my orchestra because I recorded my rehearsals.
Mm.
So I said, hey, you got to be more patient with these people. They're only kids. And I remembered when I was a kid, I would sit behind the stand and talk to the other horn players. And then, Ed James would say, who's doing the talking back there? And I'd get up, I don't know, Mr. James. I don't know who's doing it.
Ed James was your high school band
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so patience is probably, now, my family doesn't think I'm very patient on the road because I tell people, you idiot, why do you have a driver's license? Things like that.
And you say idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
As a teacher, you learn not to use expletives like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you could get fired.
Yeah.
Back then, I don't know how it is now. I assume it's the same.
That's why the look becomes very
Oh, yeah.
important.
I did that with a Bible study once. They were yak, 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 and we hadn't started, and I just stood there and stared at them, and all of a sudden it got real quiet, and we started. There's one thing that I want to add, and that's the fact that the kids felt comfortable with me. Um, I don't think they were afraid of me, although sometimes I thought they were, but I think basically they felt comfortable with me, especially the boys, because I used to drive a rabbit.
I remember that rabbit.
Ugliest thing, wasn't
I don't know. It's kind of cool.
it? And I would go
Green,
out
right?
after rehearsal. Yes,
Green, yeah.
bird nest
Yeah.
green. Oh, it was awful. I would go out after rehearsal and it had been moved. The boys would have picked it up and moved it somewhere. So,
There were some interesting things that happened while I was here, and we probably shouldn't talk about some of them, but the moving of the rabbit's okay. We can
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that.
that's how I meant when they said they felt comfortable.
Well, I mean, everyone liked you, everyone respected you, and I think those two things were hugely important because we didn't want to let you down.
I always felt like, and I think I probably said it, if you give me 100%, I'll give you 110%.
Yeah,
And I tried to do that, and they tried back.
yeah,
You know, they did.
you did.
The kids never let me down.
Yeah.
You know, and they always admitted if they made a mistake. Like we were at state contest, and a little percussionist came up and he says, "I forgot my sticks." I said, "Well, let's see if we can borrow some." And he said, "All of the sticks." The timpani sticks.
Oh,
He
for
was
everybody.
everybody.
Oh gosh.
Well, one of the guys from, I don't know where it was, I think Escambia County.
Yeah.
He always wore a tuxedo and tennis shoes. I love that guy. Can't think of his name now. He loaned us all his percussion sticks.
Oh, okay. Well, your first horn player forgot his music for contest one time. Do you remember that? It's okay if you don't. I don't expect you to remember it.
Remind me about it. Was
We
that
were
the
in
year we played
Daytona.
the New World?
Nope, that
Okay.
was it was the Palvitzian dances year.
Oh, well, no wonder you forgot it. You didn't like it.
That's right. And we got to Daytona and we were in our hotel, the Holiday Inn or something like that. And I realized I didn't have my music. That's when I realized.
Yeah.
But I wasn't afraid to tell you.
No.
I was disappointed in myself that I had to tell you. I wasn't afraid. It never occurred to me to be afraid.
I don't think the kids were afraid of me.
No. Well, maybe
Well,
sometimes.
some of them maybe. Some of the young ones.
Yeah.
That didn't know
Definitely
me.
the young ones.
Yeah. Yeah, because you older guys would say, "Okay, watch it. She'll get you."
My first year in the orchestra, you stopped the orchestra. And you said, "Dee, why don't you ever look up? Why don't you look up? You're just looking at the music the whole time." And it never occurred to me that I was not looking up.
Yeah.
But after that, I looked up.
Yeah.
So maybe we were a little afraid of you
Yeah.
sometimes.
I don't know. And
I think
I got, my kids wanted to be here. They wanted to be here, and that
Yeah.
made such a difference. And
That's
plus,
true.
I got paid for doing what I wanted to do.
But they wouldn't want to be here if you weren't giving them a reason to be here.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
Well, it comes around. I mean, it is so important. From my own perspective, you want to feel challenged, even when you don't understand what that means.
Hmm.
You want to feel that. You want to be challenged. You want to try to move to the next level, and it's always the best if you're moving to the next level and you don't know you've done it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you did. You, through the music that you put in front of us, we wanted to move to that next level without knowing it because we wanted it to be better.
Yeah.
So, you did that for us.
Well, most times, every time we played, you blew the audience away. I
But
mean,
it's okay for you to be self-congratulatory, though. It's okay.
well, I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Well, that's true. Vice versa.
Some mutual trust and understanding and admiration, I think.
And music is about sharing.
Yeah.
That's for sure.